Hey, in this episode, I want to talk to you about expanding into international markets and selling your music outside of the country that you live in. Let's do it! I spent the last 14 years playing over 1,000 shows, touring 22 different countries, and become a top 40 Billboard charting artist. I fired my record label to go out on my own as an independent artist to market and release my own music, selling thousands of albums and millions of streams. The question I always get is, how did I do it without a label and sell even more music? This podcast is here to show you the way. Join me and follow along as I learn, apply, and share marketing strategies to grow my music business and a loyal fan base. Hey, so I'm going for a walk here. Water's just flowing here by the lake. It's awesome. I don't know if you can hear it in the background. My back is a little sore. I don't know if I hurt it skateboarding or what, but it's a little jacked up. I never get hurt, never hurt my back or anything, so it's kind of weird, my lower back. So I'm walking here in a little pain every now and then, but it's feeling a little bit actually right now. But it's got to keep pushing, and got to take care of yourself, man, your health. You know, a lot of people will spend their health to get their wealth, and then they'll spend all their wealth to fix their health. I'm going to say that again. A lot of people, spend all their health chasing wealth, and then they spend all the wealth to fix their health. And, you want to take care of yourself. You only got one you. You can't go down to the store and get a new spare tire for your body. You know what I'm saying? So take care of yourself. It's important to be healthy, strong, eat well. I made some chia seed banana pancakes this morning. I'll just give you my recipe. Eggs, mushed up banana, like scrambled eggs. I put chia seeds in there. I put cinnamon and put them on the frying pan. I put butter and fry it with butter. And I try to just put a little bit of maple syrup. Honestly, the banana makes it sweet. The butter gives it flavoring. And it's just dynamite and way healthier than regular pancakes. And so there you go. So let's talk about selling your music internationally and getting it out there. And, how I used to sell my music internationally was, trying to find a distributor, trying to find somebody who had relationships out there and would be signing a deal with a record label in that market. And so I would go to the conference called MIDEM, that's MIDEM.com, and that was held in France. I'm pretty sure it's still held there. And I'd go and meet with different labels that were based in those countries. And I remember I would do a deal with a label in Germany. I did a deal with a label in South Africa and one in India even, and definitely Japan, of course. But that was one way of doing it, and that was for physical CDs or to kind of use their team or whatnot to help, hire radio and get in that market. But, you don't have to travel to France. You don't have to travel to these conferences to start selling your music internationally. You can upload it online, okay? Right? Immediately when it's on YouTube, you've gone worldwide. As soon as you've uploaded it to iTunes and Spotify with your distributor, whether that's TuneCore, CD Baby, DistroKid, whoever you use, and immediately your music is available globally. Now, it's up to you to market in those territories. And Facebook ads is one of the best ways to do that. Like if your goal is like you've always wanted to tour Japan, you've always wanted to tour the UK, you open up your ads manager with Facebook, you find some artists that have big followings, and you only target Japan, for instance, and you just keep marketing your music to those bands. And you might be like, well, I don't know who to market to. I don't know who's big in Japan. Well, here's one way of doing that. If you go to your iTunes and you open it up and you go to the store and you scroll all the way to the bottom, you'll see something called Country Selector. It's normally in the bottom right-hand corner, and you can change the country that iTunes is connecting to, and you can change it from like US to Japan or to whatever country you want, and then it'll change who are the top artists in that market. And you can actually select rock or hip hop or country or whoever you are, and you can see who's the best selling in that country, okay, or that week or whatnot. And then you can get an idea of who to target. And then what you do is you run a video ad with your music video or your lyric video in it, and you promote it to that country. And you keep investing and blowing it up. And guess what? You'll probably start to see your Spotify numbers go up in that country, and that being the hotter market, if you keep investing in it. And I don't just mean for a week, I mean for months and months, and just keep throwing and investing money into that and building up that market, okay? And all of a sudden you'll probably see your Facebook likes are coming from Japan and coming from, Instagram followers from Japan. You start following fans or Japanese band. You can go on Instagram, find a really popular Japanese band, and that's similar to your style. Start liking people's photos. Start following the people that are following them, and just invest and focus down and focus on one market. I'll tell you one big mistake I did when I was, I think I was really doing well in the U.S. at the time. I was having a lot of success in the U.S. and I took some bad advice. And honestly, I went to MIDEM and it was great. I learned a lot. It built up my confidence and stuff. But I split my focus and I was trying to do all these international deals instead of just focusing on one market and blow it up. Okay, you want to get a firm foundation. You know, some artists just have an amazing, successful career with just a small country of Canada. Do you know who that was? It was me. You know who also had a really successful career with just one country? It was Japan. You know who that was? It was me. Because in Canada, the only way I survived was touring. But with Japan, the way I survived for a long time was record sales. And it was one thing at a time, and we built it up. And so I want to encourage you to focus, man, focus, girl. Just focus on one country and blow that up. And honestly, unless you live in a really, really small country and like there's just, no opportunity at all, then I wouldn't say focus on your own country. But if you do live in like Europe or whatnot, or Canada or US, focus on your own country first, man. Blow it up there, because that's the quickest way you can make your money back and build a real sustainable career where it's easy for you to go tour and then come back home and then go back to your day job for a bit and make some more money and then go out and crush it on the road, make some money and build up your career. Have you ever heard the term, he that chases two rabbits catches none? Okay, and it's better to have two birds in your hand than one in the bushes or something like that. But honestly, like, I've made so many mistakes, guys, and when I look back at some of this stuff, I'm just like, yeah, I should have just focused. I should have just focused on that one thing and poured all my energy into that. Don't believe this whole diversification. No, when something's working, you want to attack it. You want to when they build a really tall building, they dig a really deep foundation. They dig down deep because they want to build that thing higher, because the higher they want to build, the deeper they have to build into the ground, right? And that's the same thing with your music career. And I'll be honest, I'm frustrated that Japan isn't what it was for me back then. It was big, but we didn't hone in on it right, and I didn't have the right people helping me in some regard. And honestly, I didn't make the best record on the last record, and things just kind of slowly dwindled, and we should have probably came with a better game plan. And in fact, I remember when it went downhill, it's when I took a tour, which seemed like it was good, but I used to just get paid really big money for Japan shows, but then some of them the attendance started to go down because we weren't marketing, and we're just kind of like, we weren't being on the offense as much as we should, like going after. We're just kind of like, oh, I'm a freaking star. I'll always be a star. And we didn't like nurture it like we could have. And I lost it, And if I could go back, I would have done things differently. I would have poured more money into marketing and make those shows bigger and not just rely on whatever. I would have invested into my own career, because I know, how meaningful and how much it's worth to invest in for the long run instead of just taking the short-term money, right? So anyways, I hope that gets your mind spinning. Hey, if you haven't joined Fanbase University yet, go to fanbaseuniversity.com. Our coaching calls are on the 12th and 24th of every month. I'd love to have you and help answer your questions and just help you, just guide you, I didn't do this alone. No one does this alone. I was even talking to a buddy that's in one of my masterminds, and these guys are just making big money. And he said to me, or someone said to him actually, he said, you're so egotistical and your head's so big that you think that you're going to build this massive brand by yourself. You think you're just going to do it all on your own. And the truth is, nobody does anything on their own. Everyone that's built something really big always has a team, always has people helping them, whether that's contractors, whether that's VAs, whether that's a manager, whether it's whatever. Yes, you do bootstrap for a while. It is you, solopreneur, solo artistpreneur for a while. But then there does come a time where you're not doing it on your own anymore. You need help. And I'd love to be your virtual coach and come ask me questions every month and just give you some guidance until you're on that next step. And then hopefully you outgrow me and you move on. But the question is, are you investing in yourself now? Are you investing yourself in the knowledge? Or are you like, oh, I know everything. I've been there. I know everything. And I'm just going to figure it out. I'm going to let another year go by. And, I could have asked one question. One thing could have changed the whole trajectory of my career. But because I'm so stubborn and I know everything, I'm just going to do it all myself. And honestly, I don't care whether you join Fanbase U or somebody else's program. I just want you to get the knowledge, and I want someone to push you. And those that pay attention. Those that are invested start to take action and they do things. I know when people have given me things, given me courses, I don't watch them. And I don't take action because I haven't invested. And so I'm trying to encourage you to take action and invest in your career and make that difference, because I want to see you move forward. We're not competitors. I'm not your competitor. I want you to win. I want you to build a massive fan base. I don't even care for the exact same genre. I want you to win, bro. I want you to win, girl. So take action on your dreams regardless, okay? But go to fanbaseuniversity.com, and I would love to have you in there and answering your questions and meet some other like-minded artists that are trying to do the same thing as you and work together. Let's do this. All right, have an awesome day. Thanks so much for listening. Please remember to leave a review. I love seeing all your comments, and make sure you hit that subscribe button as well. If you want to work with me one-on-one and you just need that personal coaching, you want me to listen to your music or have a strategy session just to talk about marketing your music or planning the next few months or even years of your career, and you just want some expert advice, book a time with me right now. Go to smartmusicbusiness.com/coaching and you can book a 60-minute session with me. Go to smartmusicbusiness.com/coaching.